Well, welcome.
You're talking to it.
Welcome, everyone.
A little more.
Our first night back in 2 years. Yay. 2 years. Last 2 years ago, we finished this event. And then we didn't get to come back again until that. This is our first meeting back. So welcome, everyone.
That's not working.
More directed to.
Yeah, this one. Oh,
There you go.
right. My name is Linda Law, and I am the president of BCAC. And we have a special night tonight. March has always been our night to have this special event. We always have a citizen of the year and an ethnic presentation. So we have a busy agenda tonight, so we'll get going as quickly as possible. The minutes were sent out and they're on the table, and everybody needs to check it. There's Tim. And so I'm going to ask you if there were any corrections or additions to the minutes. Well, you're lucky, it's all done. You don't have to do them yourselves. And okay, Ty, it's good. And the treasurer's report, Susan Bowell.
I don't know if everybody can hear me. Hi, everyone. I have the treasurer's report for February 2022. So the beginning balance on February 1st was $3,343.88. We had an income of $211.87. There was no expenses. And the ending balance on February 28, 2022 was $3,555.75. And then we also have a budget for the City of San Jose District 4 grant that has a balance of $10,000. There is no income to it and no expenses as of yet. Thank you. Oh, I'm accepting dues. They're $10 if you haven't paid. I'll be here after the meeting and you get a piece of cake if you pay me.
Or if you stay and watch everything that goes on. All right. Police report generally is from Captain Todd Trayer, and I don't see him here tonight.
He's online.
Huh?
He's online. I can hold the phone up to the speaker if he wants to present. Is that okay with you?
Oh, fine with me. Great. How do we do that?
Just, I guess give me the phone.
If it's all right with you, it's all right with me, but you, please let me know you can hear me okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I wish I could be there. Thank you for giving me a second to say hello to everyone. As I kind of say every month, it has been super busy, but in a good way. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of the things that are happening in the neighborhood and resolutions to some of those things. But there have been an uptick of welfare checks in your area, which is community members calling about issues, things they see that are not okay. And a couple of them were missing elderly cases. Everybody has, I'm sorry.
No, we're just, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Everybody, all the missing people have been found, which was good. But the welfare checks, just, I see an uptick of those type of calls. We had 20 of them. Normally we have like 6 or 7. So thank you for calling. If that's any of you, it is worth it. It gets the police out there and lets us know where there are more and more issues. Second thing that came up, and I don't know if Mr. Santos is on here or not because I can't see everybody, but great. There was a complaint about mail thefts up off of Sierra Road in that area. I assigned a sergeant to work on that. They did make 2 great arrests. They're going to give us more details. They're still working on the paperwork and what the district attorney is going to charge for that. But they also did a search warrant and located all sorts of stuff and arrested 2 people for related to mail theft, which those are not easy cases to make. So I want you to know that Sergeant Mizuhara, who has been to some of the meetings, him and his team worked very hard on a mail theft case and got a lot of success out of it. You're welcome. There was more than normal traffic enforcement, which includes both the traffic team and the patrol teams. Their main focuses, you won't be surprised, are Piedmont, Berryessa, Sierra, Suncrest, and Penitentiary Creek. Those areas have experienced more collisions than normal lately. So we're trying to slow people down. If you got a ticket, I'm sorry, but you know why we're doing it. There's been an uptick in graffiti calls. Please don't hesitate to keep reporting it on your 311 apps. It helps us figure out where that's happening. I actually saw a very derogatory term 2 Sundays ago when I was driving around. And what I love about your neighborhood is I went out and I had a can of spray paint in my car, which was the wrong color, but I had to cover up what was written. And one of the community members walks up to me with a can of paint, the right color paint, and they painted over it. So just shows you that we're all kind of on the same page. There's been a lot more calls for service in the area of Berryessa and Capitol. There was a pretty good fight between transients recently that were there. We did arrest someone for that. And then a few days later, there was a break-in in the 900 block of North Capitol, like a burglary of an occupied house. The officers got there right away and arrested that person too. So the cops are still out there working hard to keep it as safe for you as possible. We did arrest a juvenile at Piedmont and Sierra recently. During one of our traffic stops, the juvenile had 2 replica firearms and a switchblade. So that was part of a 7 citation series that a couple traffic officers were helping me out on, kind of the area of Piedmont and Sierra. That's my that's my report of the crime in the area, and I'll be a good listener if I can hear you on my end. Thank you.
We have a representative from the Sheriff's Department. He said he will be our main man from now on at our meeting, so that'll be great. Lieutenant Jeremy, was it? Yeah. Jones, Jeremy Jones.
How are you guys doing today? And Captain Traer, I just want to say hello to you. First and foremost, my name is Lieutenant Jeremy Jones. I just got back. I was off on medical leave. I just got back, so I got a sign here, which I'm really, really excited about because I was born and raised here, went to Piedmont Middle, went to Piedmont Hills High School. So I'm an East Side Bay Area kid. This is my stomping grounds. So with that being said, you guys are as fortunate as we are to have someone as involved as Captain Traer with San Jose Police Department. As you know, most of the Bay Area or the Berryessa community is corporated. So a lot of it falls on San Jose's shoulders, but we have a few unincorporated pockets, which we help out. We don't have a lot to report, but what I did report was Sierra Road. Sierra Road up there has kind of been a nuisance for everybody. And I got the pleasure to sit down and meet with Mr. Santos and talk about it and go up there. We understand the constraints up there in Sierra Road, and we're having more enforcement go up there, both on San Jose PD side of it and the Sheriff's Office side of it, and our partners CHP. So Captain Traer and myself, we are also working on the 4th of July coming up to make sure that we keep everybody safe up there and we divert traffic from not going up there for the fireworks festivities. So the crime report on our end is really short for the Sheriff's Office, but we are continuing to have our officers be visible in the Bay Area, the Berryessa area, and enforce crimes, help pull over and stop people. But most importantly, this year, now that COVID is starting to subside, we really want to work with our neighborhood watch communities. We want to talk and get out there, do things like this, and connect with the community members, so then they know what to call suspicious people, suspicious vehicles, to help us try to curtail some of these crimes that are happening in our area, and as well as getting in there with the schools. We were able to do a lot with the schools and the younger kids generations, and we want to get back to that. So for the Sheriff's Office, Sierra Road is going to be utmost importance, and I promise Mr. Santos and I promise the community members, while I'm working, I will go up there and we talked on Wednesday. Right after that, we found a car that was stolen out of Gilroy. It was a carjacked vehicle. It was a brand new 2020 that got lost all the way up Sierra Road. We sent 4 units back and forth, and then we ended up finding him stuck off the road in the driveway, arrested him. He had multiple warrants, and we returned the car back to the person that was stolen over. So we hear it, and I will provide my personal email and my work cell. So if any community members want to talk offline, I would really, really encourage it. I would love to do that. And anything you need from the sheriff's office, we are here, and supplement with our partner, San Jose PD.
Right, now to the business. All of the people that are here that were recognized over the years as Citizen of the Year, could you please stand? I saw a couple coming in, is the low coming in? All of you, come on, stand up, come on, come on. Look at that. Citizen of the Year for us, thank you very much. I'm so glad you're here tonight. We appreciate it. We select the Citizen of the Year because they do stuff a lot, lots and lots and lots of stuff that enhance our community. And so a lot of times we don't even know about it. Some of the people we've chosen, once we actually, because some of the things we knew a lot about, then when we dug into it more and talked to their families and neighbors, we found out they did a whole lot more. So it's really a wonderful honor, we think, to present. And I would like for now, because last year we had to Zoom our meeting for Thelma Bolak to come up with her plaque, so we can present it to her all over again in person this time.
That microphone is not working well at all. We can't hear anything you're saying. It's all.
Oh, okay. I'll try to do a little better. Thelma Bolak got kind of gypped last year. She is a wonderful person. We all know what our transplants are, but you knows you, I see. And we just felt like it's such a personal thing that we wanted to just recognize her again so we can present this. So if any of the other board members would like to come up, we'll present this and stand in front of them. Yeah. Okay. Now I feel better. Yes, we can. I don't want to bring these up separately. So in honor of all that you do for this community, it's not just education, you know, because she's on the Berryessa School Board and she's been there for a little while. And that's a hard place to be. These last couple of years. And all the things she does outside of the community. She's well recognized beyond Berryessa. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I can do a picture now. Let's do that. Wait.
Smile.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
So put your plaque down and then you have to come back up. Thelma, you'll have to come back up. Yeah. So the Citizen of the Year, like I said, is someone that really goes above and beyond and outside of our circle of activities and community. And so we like to recognize them. And since the past Citizen of the Year recipient gets to make the presentation of the new person.
Yes, I am.
Microphone.
Thank you so much, Linda. I hope you can hear me. The individual we are honoring tonight is indeed a very special person who is very, very visible in our community. You know, the month of March is Women's History Month. But tonight, I would like to change that to Women's Her Story Month. For the person we are honoring this evening is a very special lady. The 2021 BCAC Citizen of the Year honoree is Dr. Roxanne Fuentes. Dr. Roxanne Fuentes has distinguished herself as superintendent and has modeled the legacy of excellence expected based on her leadership, loyalty, service, and student achievement. Energetic and engaged community leader, concentrating on ensuring that Berryessa Union School District delivers value to the students and integrated it into the community it serves. Her leadership in providing services to students, staff, and community members during the COVID-19 challenge have been spectacular. Dr. Fuentes grew up in Pico Rivera, California, the oldest of 4 daughters, and has family who are longtime residents of the Bay Area. She holds 2 master's degrees, one in education administration and the other in history. She received her doctorate degree in education from the University of Southern California, Rossier School of Education. Roxanne's service to the community goes way beyond the job description of a superintendent, especially during this very challenging time of COVID. Dr. Fuentes, selected as superintendent in Berryessa Union School District since 2017. And this is rather a long list. I even had to cut it. Currently serves on the California Association of Latino Superintendents, Administrators Board of Directors. Currently serves on the School City Collaborative Executive Committee. Currently serves as the Santa Clara County Superintendents Association as president. Led the school district through the 100-year event of the COVID pandemic and its impact on the school system. Organized and deployed testing and vaccination services to students, staff, and our community. Mentored for the California Association of Latino Superintendents and Administrators. Member of the Sorority International, a global women's organization whose members work to improve the lives of women and girls through programs leading to social and economic empowerment. Honored as Superintendent of the Year, honoring our own July 2019 honor issue by CALSA, among top 100 women of influence in May 2019, in the honor issue Silicon Valley Business Journal. Recognized as AXA Region 15 Curriculum and Instruction Administrator of the Year in 2015. Ongoingly promoted the accomplishments of the BUSD music program with online concerts. Morel Middle School awarded the 2021 California Distinguished School Honor. Cherrywood Elementary School awarded the Hoffman Award for its dual language Mandarin immersion program. Cherrywood Elementary School and Sierra Madre Middle School earned the gold ranking in the Bay Area Parent Magazine, the 2020 Best of the Best recognition. So I was told that I can only be allowed to have 1 page. And there's more to say about this wonderful lady next to me. But since it's only 1 page, I will stop at that. It is with great pride and distinction that we honor and celebrate Dr. Roxanne Fuentes as Berryessa Community Citizen of the Year for 2021.
Not yet. Yes.
Give it time to collect this stuff. Very good.
I told you, once you start looking into the things that they do, it's really a lot. And so we're so proud to have her as part of our community, and she's on our board too, so that's really nice. So now we have presentations from our dignitaries around the area. So the first one is Manuel Herrera. He is a member of the East Side Union School Board, and he's here representing them, and he stepped away from his mother's birthday party.
Purposes of the ceremony, I'm going to remove my mask and invite you to do the same. It's a real honor to be here with the Berryessa Citizens Advisory Committee. My name is Manuel, first initial Che Manuel Herrera, and I'm president of the Board of Trustees for the East Side Union High School District. And as was mentioned, today is my mom's 95th birthday, and I think so highly of this woman and of the BCAC that I broke away from the family festivities, and I said, I'll be right back. We want to do our part in honoring Dr. Fuentes. So you just heard, I mean, one page of probably several pages. This is a woman of distinction, and you're too young to have that long of a list of accomplishments. So the East Side Union High School District Board of Trustees and Superintendent recognition of Dr. Roxanne Fuentes in recognition as BCAC Citizen of the Year for your outstanding community service. A round of applause for this one.
Right here.
Okay, step in a little bit closer. Okay. Right. There you go.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. I need to get back to my family.
Your excuse. Representing Senator Wojciechowski's office, Tim Orozco.
Next.
We're all breathing through these mics, so hopefully we're all okay, right? So hi, I'm Tim Orozco, and I'm representing, still representing Senator Bob Wojciechowski. He was going to be here had it been a Zoom event, right? But he's in Sacramento, so we're happy that we're all here in person again to congratulate you and celebrate with you the recognition. What I remember is 2017 when you first came to town, and it was amazing that here was a woman who came from Southern California, and and there's that competition between NorCal, SoCal, and she completely immersed herself in our community. I mean, some of us grew up here. I went to Noble, Piedmont Middle, Piedmont Hills, and so proud of that fact. But when you came, you made this home, and by doing so, you made us all proud. You're a Berryessan and not a Pico Riveran. Well, maybe you laugh. Your heart's there, but your heart is also here. And I just want to also say that as a Latino, I never really mentioned that, but as a Mexican American, I'm especially proud. It's nice to see that you have excelled and to where you are today. And I can't imagine the last 2 years what you have gone through with your public health responsibilities, your educational responsibilities. It's hard enough to just balance that and oversee. I was looking at your website, oversee 7,000 kids, 700 employees, 13 schools. So you have done it. You've done a great job. And Thelma already mentioned all the bullet points, so I won't. But we can be proud that you're president of the Santa Clara County Superintendents Association. So thank you for all that you've done. You're awesome. You're awesome. Yeah, thank you. Can someone take a picture of my? Oh,
I can just text it to you. Yeah, or she can. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
perfect. Thank you. Congratulations.
Okay. All right.
Fight more.
Welcome. All right. Assembly Member Alex Lee's office is Janiyah, that's right. Right.
Hello everyone, my name is Berryessa. I met you all on Zoom and I'm so happy to finally be able to meet you all in person. And you as well, Dr. Fuentes, I always email you and you always respond back, which I really appreciate. And so I just wanted to take a moment today to just commemorate you and just give you this award because we all know what happened during the pandemic. We needed compassion and leadership and you really rose to the occasion. I have a little brother who is in Berryessa Community School District and we're all so happy and proud that you're the superintendent there. Assemblymember Lee couldn't be here tonight because he is also in Sacramento, but I hope that I could just make the impression that you have made on all of our students. You rose to the occasion when everything was insanely crazy with the pandemic, and just thank you so much for all your hard work and compassion and everything that you do. You're truly inspiring, especially being a woman in such a position of power. It's really inspiring and inspires all of us to do better and be better. So thank you so much.
Great. Supervisor, Santa Clara County Supervisor Otto Lee's Representative Allie. I don't think I really lost him.
Hi, everyone. My name is Allie Hughes. I'm here representing Supervisor Otto Lee from Santa Clara County and here to present the award to Dr. Fuentes. This is a board commendation, so we have all 5 supervisors sign it to recognize the fantastic work that you've done. And yeah, just to echo what everyone said, thank you so much for all the work and leadership that you did throughout the pandemic. And before that, your presence in our community, impact that you've made is just incomparable. And to echo what Berryessa said, as a young woman, it's fantastic to look up to powerful women like you and see that leadership. So thank you so much for all of your work.
All right. Our San Jose Council Representative, David Cohen, is here tonight. And from the mayor's office, I don't know, Stephen, do you want to come up now too?
Well, you've saved me from having to introduce Stephen now. He's here representing Mayor Liccardo. We're here to congratulate you, but I worked with you for a number of years, so I can tell a few stories as well. But I will say, as a school board member, one of the most important things we do is hire a superintendent. And you know, I look back at all the accomplishments I had over many years on the school board, but hiring you was one of the best things we did in my time on the school board. When we do search for a superintendent, first of all, I'll say that there was a lot of questions about why are you looking outside of Santa Clara County? Why are you going to Southern California? We got plenty of good people here. But it is important to bring in some new perspectives, but also she lights up the room. And it was obvious when we interviewed her that she was a great fit for our district. And so we're very excited that we were able to bring you here. And we worked together on a lot of things. And that first year we had a group come forward and say, we want to start a charter school to do a Mandarin program. And we're going to, you know, submit an application for that. And we sat down together and said, why don't we just build that program inside our district and serve this part of the community that wants that service? And we did that within a year. Great accomplishment. And there's many others over the years. Last year's Distinguished School Award from Merrill was great. And I just I'm using that as a plug to tell you that their band is going to be performing at our council meeting on April 5th. So we're excited about that. But a couple weeks ago, I was at a dinner with a charity dinner with Boys and Girls Club, and I was sitting next to a woman who had just moved here from Southern California. And somehow it came around that I was on a school board, and she said, oh, which district? And I'm like, well, you just moved here, you wouldn't know. And I mentioned Berryessa, and turns out she's the new superintendent at Morgan Hill and raves about our superintendent here, about how welcoming she is, how much she is a mentor for other superintendents, how she helps people get assimilated to this county when they come here. So she's a great asset, not just to us here in Berryessa, but to our entire county. And we're very proud of all the accomplishments that you've done over the years. So thank you so much. And I'm very happy to be able to present you with this proclamation signed by all 10 council members and the mayor. And it recognizes your accomplishment as Citizen of the Year for 2021.
Over here. 1, 2, 3.
I was on the screening committee for the superintendent. And one of the things, and David mentioned it, one of the things I really liked about her is what she said, what she did down in the valley was, you know, they would go out to the sites where the kids were playing baseball or soccer, and they'd set up a table there, talk to the parents about school districts they want to go, and they could root for the kids. And I went, oh, right, that's what we want. I really believe that the community needs to get to know the superintendent. It's our schools, it's our kids, it's our community. So, and it's better to go out to them than try to get them to come in to you. So I voted for you, but I had no say really. But okay. The next one is Santa Clara Valley Water District, Richard Santos.
Good evening, I'm your director of Santa Clara Valley Water District, Richard Santos, who's District 3. So I'm gonna give you the water district blessing. And tonight we're supposed to have some rain, so bow your heads and make sure we have it tonight and tomorrow, because we sure need it. But everything that Thelma said, we totally agree. I'm very honored to represent our board of directors to bestow this prestigious, beautiful award on Dr. Fuentes, well earned. You know, one thing we sometimes don't mention, but the committee we have, the former people that have won this award, and we all meet and do a heck of a job. And it was unanimous about Dr. Fuentes. Anytime you can take care of our kids, get vaccinations, study, whatever they have, it's a hard job. And as you know, we don't pay our teachers enough. They're the ones that take care of our kids when we're out there working. So we really appreciate that. So Thelma said it all. I can say since 2017, this community embraces you. You embraced us. And anybody who's in charge of our children, we really respect. So with that, from the board of directors, thank you very much. Congratulations.
I especially like that comment back about the teachers not getting paid enough. Yes, that's great. There you go. Take it home safely. All right, the Santa Clara County Board of Education member Victoria Chan and Dr. Did she come? Oh, okay. What's her name? Dr. Dewan. Dr. Dewan.
Hi, everybody. I'm the Santa Clara County Board of Education representative for Berryessa, Victoria Chan, and this is our county superintendent, Dr. Dewan. Just wanted to come here to honor you, say congratulations. I'm a fellow educator, so I'm so proud to see our superintendent just getting honored with this award. The last couple of years of education have been difficult, and just seeing everything that you have done and all these wonderful words of the community is something that it's an honor to be able to present. And also, as a fellow woman in education as a leader, I'm so proud to see you here today. Dr. Dewan, did you want to add anything?
Thank you, Vice President Chad. It's just really a pleasure to be here tonight to recognize Dr. Fuentes. So on behalf of the County Superintendent of Schools and the County Board of Education, we prepared a commendation to congratulate you as the Berryessa Citizen of the Year. And I think that your impact goes far beyond Berryessa, far beyond Santa Clara County, and it's an honor and privilege to serve the education community together. Congratulations.
On behalf of Senator Dave Cortez's office, I'm going to call him Roy and let him say his own last name.
Good evening, hi everyone. My name is Roy Tomlava. I am a field representative with Senator Cortese. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it tonight as he's in Sacramento. He did want to formally thank you for your commitment to the community, your leadership throughout the pandemic in the school district, and your passion for serving the community. I also was from Southern California, so it takes real courage, fearlessness, and passion to make that move and to serve the community as you did. And as a Latina woman, as a first Latina superintendent, I want to commend you for the work you're doing. You're inspiring generations to come. And you will go down in history, or herstory, I should say. Again, congratulations.
Senator Cortez is still a part of us, not really representing us anymore, but he keeps in touch and he wants to keep involved with us too. So he's been a long time member. All right, the Berryessa Union School District Board member, Mr. Hugo Jimenez.
I'll ask my fellow board members come up. There's a few others here present. We're board, so yes, we're going to do this together. So as Councilmember Cohen said, selecting a superintendent is probably the most important decision that the school board makes. And we had an opportunity to do that 5 years ago. And then, Dr. Fuentes walked in the room, and she's young, dynamic, smart. I couldn't believe what a great candidate we had. So I was really happy that we were able to offer the position, and she took it. And we have her here 5 years later, and everything that we expected, and even beyond that, she's exceeded our expectations. Just the work that we've done, truly amazing. And tough decisions, leadership, just you name it. Dr. Fuentes has it. So. We're very proud that she's in our school district, and most importantly, that she's ingrained herself as part of the community. So she's not just a leader in our school, but also a leader in Berryessa and throughout Santa Clara County. So we're extremely, extremely proud of you. And thank you for the work that you've done for our schools.
Didn't realize it was such a the president of the school board this year. We have to recognize him for that. Actually, I saw you out last week, Hugo. I saw you out directing traffic for the dumpster day. I waved, but you didn't know who I was. We all had a mask on. All right. Can I have our BCAC executive board members please come up here and we'll make our final presentation.
So maybe we can stand aside.
Yeah. I can get us here, so.
Hi,
Dr. Fuentes, it's a pleasure to meet you. It's always difficult to follow the person who brings flowers, but I will do my best. My name is Bob Leifengood. I am the president of the San Jose Evergreen Community College District Board of Trustees. And I'm here tonight for two reasons. First off, of course, to congratulate you on becoming the BCAC Citizen of the Year for 2021. It is truly an honor, and you're following in the footsteps of some awesome people who have served our community for a long time. But there's another reason. As the president of the Board of Trustees, and if I'm doing my math correctly, since you've been here since 2017, many of the students that you have been serving are now just about ready to land on our doorstep. And so we appreciate the fact that you and your staff and this school district has provided them with an outstanding opportunity to learn and to grow. So they're now coming to us, and it's our job to continue that same tradition. So on behalf of the board and our interim chancellor, I want to congratulate you and thank you, and we look forward to continue to working with you in the future. And you have a very bright future ahead of you, and we appreciate all the work that you've done on behalf of our children. So thank you, Dr. Fuentes.
I like to keep in touch with the community college group. So I know a couple of years ago, when Rudy Gasol was here, he passed out some packets for the free education for community college for the seniors that were graduating. So I got my next door neighbor to go. So he attended community college. So it's exciting, and it's a good thing to keep in touch with him. So, okay, we're going to try this again. Okay, board. I think we got everybody.
We're all up here in Aurora. Soaking it in.
But you see why she's recognized outside of Berryessa, and that's it's so critical to bring all of that responsibility and all that information back into our community. It enhances our community. So, and we're so proud to be able to make this presentation and keep it secret. We have to keep it secret. We had a lot of practice. So on behalf of the Berryessa Citizens Advisory Council, I present that to you. This is the year 2020.
Thank you. I had a moment to be able to collect my thoughts. You know, this is just so humbling, first and foremost. And, you know, I thought when I walked in, I was chatting with a few folks, and my little niece comes up to me and says, "Hi, Auntie." And I said, "Paloma," and totally threw me off. Like, why is my family here? So I just want to introduce my family, my lovely niece, Paloma, my sister, Monique Fuentes, my brother-in-law, Edward Rocco Fuentes. So they are definitely a huge part of my success because, you know, they were instrumental in my transition and my getting to know the Bay Area in general. You know, my sister's a Stanford alumni and never went back home and stayed in the Bay Area since her college experience. But, you know, we are a family rooted in education and a big believer in community service. My sister's an attorney for the U.S. Department of Education, and my brother-in-law is a high school math teacher not too far away at James Logan High School. So definitely, you know, big heart for teaching and learning, and more importantly, doing right by our kids. You know, that's first and foremost. But I also, couldn't do what I do without a fantastic board of education. And, as I was going through my interview process to be superintendent, there were multiple levels of interviews that I had to go through as a candidate. And as I went through the next interview, more and more, I knew I wanted to be here. And it's just one of those things that you can't describe in terms of that best fit. Never would I have imagined I'd move to San Jose and be living and working here. But by the time I got through to my final interview with the board, I remember calling one of my mentors, and he was asking me every step of the way, how do you feel? What do you think? And I said, gosh, I did the community panel. I loved everybody on the community panel. I felt like I had a connection. I went to the next board level meeting. I said, God, they're just really good people. And then I went to the final and I told him, I said, I don't know. I don't want to jinx anything, but if I don't get this, I'm going to really be disappointed. I said, it just feels right. And I really do feel like it's a place where I can make home and feel like I can contribute and do good work. And it's been a blessing. It really has. And, our board is, they're wonderful leaders in their own right. And they've shown me and taught me so much in this short time to really be able to best serve our community and our students and staff. And I appreciate them for that. And as board members have transitioned out, I know Dr. Cohen, I shed a tear when you left us. You were my historian, and it's always great having people that you can go to ask questions about the community's history, the district's history, past decisions. It's so important to be able to plan for the future of the district, to know where the district is coming from as well. And, and certainly, I just love our children. I love our community. There's lots of similarities to Berryessa, to Pico Rivera, where I grew up. We're actually similar population size. We also have generations of families that go through our schools. We heard several people today share that they were alumni of Berryessa and of this community. And I think it was those similarities and those common values that really sat with me. And I knew that this was a place that I can come to be happy and, and really thrive in doing good work. And most importantly, our community, you have such wonderful support for our schools. You are always there whenever we call and ask for that support, because we can't do this work alone. Taking care of our children is a big responsibility, and it takes a village, right, to raise a child. And you are there every step of the way, supporting everything that we do. And you have big hearts for our children, and that, puts more pressure on my shoulders to be sure that we are serving those children the best way that we can. And I appreciate that from all of you and that challenge, because it just makes us do better and do more. And again, I'm so, overwhelmed by this recognition. Time has flown. It's quite surprising to me that I've been here 5 years. It doesn't feel like that at all, because I've been having fun and I've been enjoying myself, getting to know everyone. And certainly the pandemic was a challenge and continues to be a challenge. And I've never stopped saying how proud I was of our community and everyone involved, because we've read articles in the newspaper, we've read lots of stories of school districts facing lots of strife amongst their community in relation to navigating COVID-19 and everything that comes with it. And we've been so blessed, we've not experienced that here in Berryessa. We have really been one. And I really appreciate that because it's not easy. And I think our community is very strong and has shown wonderful resiliency as we've gone through these challenges. And so I thank you for that. I thank you for the questions that you ask. I thank you for the time that you take to try to understand our decisions and again, to always advocate for our children. We feel your support, and I thank you for that because I can only be as strong a leader of all of those that I have around me, navigating what comes next. So thank you so much. I am full of gratitude and just really appreciate everything that you do to ensure we have a wonderful community for all of our children. So thank you so much for this honor. It's incredible. Thank you.
I was just telling her I didn't know her family had come in, so I felt bad about that. So welcome, welcome. And so that concludes our citizen here. We'll let her rest up a little bit here. And now we have the ethnic presentation. I'm excited about that too. We always try to get a different group every year. Of course, sometimes we recycle, but it's important. It's all part of our community. Everybody's always added something to our community where we're living. So tonight we have the Italian American Heritage Foundation making a presentation. And I'm half Italian. My dad came from Italy, was born in Italy, and came over as a young man when he was 13. So I'm excited to hear all these posters here. He's going to tell us about them, and then we can also see them because they'll be on our website, and then you can come up and look at them yourselves when we break for the evening, and we have dessert in the back, so you can't leave till everything is all done. So I'm going to ask Ken Borelli. He's the first vice president of the Italian American Heritage Foundation. Here you go, sir.
Thank you.
I would like to introduce our president, Dana Zuccarella. Dana. And our second vice president, Ozzy Habib. He manages our hall, and he's very jealous of all of these resources here. Before I begin, it's really timely that we're having the event. And I'm going to leave these flyers out because on March 19th is actually a celebration that the Italian American Heritage Foundation has been doing for many years. It's called the Festival of St. Joseph. And that will be at our hall, but we're celebrating it the day before on a Friday. It's a drive-by. We've gotten very creative over the years, I think all of us during this COVID thing. So you're welcome to come by and actually experience this very old Southern Italian Sicilian tradition called the Feast of St. Joseph or San Giuseppe. So there'll be some flyers here. The tradition goes back to the Middle Ages and in homage for rain, very timely. There was a drought in Sicily. The rains came, and the promise was that once a year there would be a festival. And we do collect money, but all the money that is collected goes to feed the poor. In those days, that's how you did it. And so we give to Salvation Army and a group in Sunnyvale that has food outlets. So I want you to pick this up. And it's actually open house, and we give you a bag of food and a fava bean. How many knows what a fava bean is? And the idea of the fava bean is that the food is to nurture you, And the fava bean is symbolic of growing your food. So you get a twofer. In addition, we feed everybody that comes into our foundation. Well, we can't do it with COVID. So what we are going to do is take out pasta, traditional pasta dishes to those that come by. Because this is Lent, all of the pasta dishes are meatless. So one is with fish, anchovy, and the other is a Milanese. I mean, a marinara. So I'm just going to leave this out here for you. We do a lot of cooking classes at the Heritage. We have lectures and all, and that ties into this whole collection. This is, we're minus one board. One board is being made now. However, this here is basically a compilation of many years, and actually during COVID, we were still able to get this product completed. And these read like a history board of the Italian American community in Santa Clara County. Obviously, I'm not going to go through all of this because you'll yank me out. But I do want to point out that this project is part of an archival project. We also have a library at our facility, and that's at 425 North 4th Street. In addition, we have this grant that allowed us to collect these historical photos. We have a library of historical photos, and we're also doing archival work because we want to get some oral histories going as well. So I'm going to give you a quick tour, and then we're going to have dessert. I brought some biscotti. Everybody knows biscotti. Do you know what the word means? Huh? Yes, yes. In fact, if you go to Italy and you want to say encore, encore, do it again, you say bis. You say bis. You don't say encore. You say bis. Cotte, cooked. Twice cooked. Because when you make biscotti, you have to bake them, then you slice them, and then you bake them again to give you the crunch. So it's biscotti. Unfortunately, the word now means cookies. And so it gets very confusing. I did a cooking class and I said, biscotti class. Everybody thought I was making anise slices and they came and it was the wrong cookies. So there you go. Probably the most famous Italian American in Santa Clara County, if not the United States of America, grew up in Alviso, the son of immigrant workers, A.P. Giannini. A.P. Giannini founded the Bank of Italy. If you go to History Park in San Jose, where we will be having a festa this year in August, and stay tuned for that unless there's a change with COVID, you'll see a replica of his bank. So this is a whole board on A.P. Giannini. Over here is an almanac. You can go online and get information that we want to focus on the Italian American contribution to California. So we have this board. One of the oldest Italian American buildings in the United States is, guess where? In Amador County, in the Gold Rush area. And one of the buildings is called the Romaggi Adobe. He was a 49er, found out that there was gold in California, and went around the horn, Mr. Romaggi, struck it rich, and built this home. He made 3 trips back to Italy, picked up a wife, brought in some friends, and lived in this part of the community. And this was before phones. This was before, I guess they had railroads in 1849. Not quite though, but he went around the horn. The other interesting thing about Mr. Romaci was that he did not come as an Italian. He came as a citizen of Savoy. He predated Italy itself because Italy is a relatively new country. So I'm going to give you the big tour. One project we do need help with, and since you're in the Berryessa area, I'm in Alum Rock. Our IHF hall is in the area north side, the north side. In the 1920s, after the Great Depression, this whole area here were truck farms and orchards. I don't have to tell most of you that, but one of the economic engines of this valley in the midst of the Depression was the founding of the growers markets. Two communities were really very heavily involved in this. The first one were the Italian Americans, and the second were the Japanese Americans, and they were berry farmers. And it was described that Japantown was an enclave within an enclave, because that's where one of the first little Italies were, in the north side of town. And the Japanese lived also in that area. So there was a lot of interaction. Unfortunately, if you know history, both suffered very badly for being on the wrong side, which, you know, they were allies of Hitler. So the Japanese Americans were removed from the area. The Italian Americans had many restrictions. Some were also removed, but through it all, the growers market survived. And what put the end of the growers market is what we have here today: housing, Silicon Valley, all of this area here, this beautiful area, we're all living in it. And this is kind of an interesting part. So you can look here on the Italian-American community through industry. Eggo waffles were founded by an Italian-American family here in San Jose. Skipping that board. This was a personal friend of mine, Irene Dallas, and she founded Opera San Jose. And the interesting thing about this was she founded this after she retired. She was a Metropolitan Opera star. She came back to San Jose, taught at San Jose State, and lo and behold, she founded Opera San Jose, and she remained at the helm until her final days, which was an incredible accomplishment. The other interesting thing, one of our members who's no longer here, and that's another interesting thing why these boards are so important, was a Sicilian immigrant. I cannot say Palermo, because he would haunt me. He came from Monreale, which is 1 kilometer away, but it's very important. He's in the Country Western Swing Hall of Fame. Shorty Joe Quartuccio is a country Western star. I said, how come? He said, well, we only had a radio and all I knew was what I heard, which was country Western. So there's a picture of his band there. This is an interesting board because as we see today, tragically, this tragedy has been played out many times in many places. This is a board about the Italian-American community. They're called the Arboresh. And in Santa Clara County, there are quite a few people here that are derived from Arboresh community. And it speaks really important about the value of culture. These were Albanians. They lived in Yugoslavia. 400 years ago, they were forced to leave by the Turkish invasion. I mean, it's like we're reliving history today. But the point about all of this is they keep their own language, which many people think it's a dialect of Italian. It has nothing to do with Italian. It's ancient Albanian. And the people in this community, you call them Gigi. Gigi is a dialect of Albanian even today. So this will give you a little bit of that. You know, we are a very diverse community, and this will talk a little bit about that. This board here, there were actually 3 Italian communities. Most Italian Americans are predominantly Roman Catholic. Of course, there's a big diversity because marriage, intermarriage, but every little Italy was surrounded by a church. And so the first church was Holy Family, and that was Holy Cross, rather. No, Holy Family was destroyed when they put the freeways in. The second church was Holy Cross, which burned down and was rebuilt. And so the last one that still remains intact is Sacred Heart. And if you go to Sacred Heart, we have copies of all of the stained glass windows. 75%, at least, were all donated by prominent Italian American families. And they represented winemakers, merchants and all. So it's an intriguing thing. The other interesting thing too is many of you old timers will know about Goosetown. I don't know how many of you know about Goosetown today, but Goosetown bordered downtown San Jose all the way to Minnesota by the creeks. And that was a predominantly Italian community that went all the way through Almaden Avenue and that whole area there. And so there are remnants of Goosetown, and the church that they would go to would be Sacred Heart. So this is a whole kind of interesting thing about the evolution of Little Italy's in the community. With all immigrant groups, and I actually am a child welfare and immigration consultant, you will find communities within communities, including secondary migration. So we're going to have 2 boards. This one is Trebia, Sicily. Now, if someone says they're from Sicily and they're your friends and Italian Americans, I would say 80 to 90% are from Trebia, and they live here. So we have the names of the families, a little bit about the community. So that's Trebia, Sicily. The one we're working on now is Tricarico, next to Matera. If you've never been to an out-of-the-way place, it's worth it to go to Matera. There's 4,000 years of continual residency and history. So that there we'll have a board on that. And then finally, these are kind of bits of the old time San Jose, the place we like to call, and it's noted here as the Valley of Heart's Delight. So you've got this epic panorama, and we even have a picture of the Berryessa General Store of 1916. So when we finish here, come on up and take a glance. And so what we're trying to do with this project is to capture a lot of this information. Every community that has contributed to the tapestry of what I call Santa Clara Valley has these stories. And I'm a historian in that sense. And it's just fascinating, not just with the Italian American. You'll also find it with the Portuguese communities. You'll find it with the Japanese. You'll find it with the Chinese. You'll find it with the Latinos and the neighborhood Sacipuedes in San Antonio down the street. So this is something that I think is very valuable to have all of this. And so as we break up, I want to invite you to take a look. Also, If you want to learn a little more about this, we have a very extensive library collection as well at the Heritage. So I should have said in the beginning, buonanotte, which means good evening. Now, as I conclude, I will say buonasera. Buonanotte is a welcoming good night. Buonasera is my conclusion. So if there are no questions or some questions, I'll be happy to answer, or we can break for refreshments and come up and take a peek and look it all over. Okay, thank you. And please, I'll leave some of the flyers here. And if you're very adventurous and want that cultural experience, come to see us Friday for the Festa di San Giuseppe.
Great. That was great. Thank you so much. Now we have our treats are already back there. Just a minute, I'll excuse you. I have to ask if anybody would like to volunteer to bring cookies for our April meeting. I'm assuming we'll be back here again. So do I have anybody volunteering? And why is we go? Oh, great. Okay. I'm telling Sita session.
I said, I'm telling Sita.
Oh,
Sita. Oh, you're talking to Sita, yeah.
Yeah, she's bringing that. So when you go back to get your treats, you get to take your mask off so you can eat. So I want to thank you all for coming tonight. It was a wonderful, wonderful celebration. Our Citizen of the Year and our Italian American Heritage information has just been delightful. And it was so nice to see everybody in person. So please go back and help yourself. There's coffee, there's water, and there's cake, and more cake. Okay, thank you. Good night.